move that over here. And Scrooge Duplex. Hi. Hi. It's Storytime Saturday. So I got my pillow at the ready. It's Storytime Saturday. I got my pillow at the ready, like I just said. And today I'm going to be talking about a kind of a cool subject, but then again, it's an announcement. So when you're watching this, it'll be Saturday the 13th of August. So that means I have a week, like, because it's almost Sunday, and then the week after that I've got my birthday's in one of those days, because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, my birthday is pretty close. It's closer than I actually hoped it would be. You know, I hoped it would be a little bit further away, but like, then again, it's a birthday and I don't want to miss out on it, you know, and a birthday is fun. Birthdays are fun. But so yeah. What was I talking about? Yeah, I know I was talking about my birthday. Oh yeah, I was talking about the date. But this thing happened to me 3 months ago. So Friday the 13th of May. Now some people say that's a bad luck day, but on that day I got a boyfriend. I know. So we've been going out for 3 months, and if you've seen my Instagram, if you're like following me on Instagram, you probably already would have known. If you didn't know already, you probably already would have known, because it has, like, the first thing in my bio is in a relationship. So yeah, it's a big deal. I'm really happy about it. But this Storytime Saturday, as it will be coming out on the day that 3 months after, I just thought maybe it was perfect timing, so I'm going to have a Storytime Saturday about that day. So when I came into school that day, I kind of just, I was just like, oh, like, it's another day at school, but it's a Friday. Thank God we're breaking up. Like, we have a weekend ahead of us. So I kind of was just like looking forward to the weekend, and just, I was dreading school that day because I had PE. PE is the worst lesson I could ever have. But to be honest, it wasn't that bad of a PE lesson. But I realised that my friend Megan was standing outside my form room door. Yeah, she was on the same corridor. She was just down the doors a little bit. And so I was like, Megan, what are you doing there? And he was like, and she was, she was like, I have something to tell you. Does it matter if you go in? I can tell you at break or something. And I was like, no, you sound pretty serious. Just tell me now. And she like went really close to me, and it was like, ooh. I was like, back away a little bit. But she was like, Harry likes you. And I was like, that Harry I know, like, we're friends with, because I was pretty good friends with him, you know. He joined in January, and I knew at that point that I had a crush on him. I'd like, literally, I walked in the classroom, I just went to go and sit down because I had like a special like seat, kind of, because this was a teacher that had like a seating plan, and I'm telling you, like, now it's like kind of like, we don't have him anymore. We have a different maths teacher. But I kind of just like, and when I came in on that January morning, just after Christmas, I kind of like looked, because I was running a little bit late and I felt completely stupid. But I looked up at the seating plan, and I found out I was sitting on the other end of the room, And so I kind of just went in, and then he started saying Gary, or I swear he was saying Gary, literally. And I kind of just looked around to see, because I'd never heard the name before. He must have been new. And then I realised him, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute. And I kind of just, so yeah, I knew from the very beginning that I had a crush on him, literally. And to have your crush like you back, it's like, it's weird. Like when you find out they like you back, your heart like misses a beat. Like, not to be cliche or anything, but it's literally your heart like misses a beat because you've had a crush on them, and then they like you as well, so they have a crush on you. Like, it's like a perfect couple, you know, like having a person with a crush on you when you have a crush on them. It's like the perfect couple. So yeah, so I was like, the friend Harry, like that person, and she was like, yeah, do you like him as well? And I was like, I freaked out and I said, I don't know. When deep down I knew that I really liked him. And so I kind of just like, we were talking, and then like the bell went and I had to go in, she had to go in. But it wasn't unusual for Megan to be standing outside the form room door, but she's normally a little bit further up. When she sees me, she comes closer, whereas she was standing at the top of the stairs waiting for me to come up, because whenever someone came up, she was like, no, no, no. And then when she saw me, she was like, Holly! I was like, yep. But so yeah, second period, I think it was second period, I had maths, and that was the only class that we had together. So I kind of just like ignored him the whole class. Like, he was like, Holly, 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 and I turned around and I was like, yeah. Like after 20 times of him saying my name, I was like, yeah. And I like turned around and said, yeah. And he said, I told Megan something this morning. Did she tell you? And I freaked out and said no, because earlier on that day she said that Harry didn't want to tell me, you know, so it was like, keep this a secret. So I freaked out and I said no, just to protect my friend, because I didn't want her getting into trouble for saying it. And you know, he was like, oh, I told her to say it, like, or like casually bring it into conversation. And I was like, okay. And he was like, well, I like you. And I was like, oh yeah, I heard that. Why did I say that? I said that she hadn't told me. But I was like, yeah, I heard that. And she kind of just like, he kind of just looked at me and was like, but you said that she didn't tell you. And I was like, oh, I was lying, because she told me that you didn't want to tell me. So I kind of just freaked out and tried to stand up for my friend. He was like, well, that's nice of you, you know. And I was like, well, why do you like me? That was a really stupid thing to say. And he was like, oh, you just... And then he stopped. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, oh. And then I went silent for a minute, and I was like, what do I say now? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I can't remember what I was talking about now. We were in the hall, and he was like, oh yeah, I said, he was like, well, what do you mean? Why do you like me? Why do you like you? And and then I said, I freaked out, sorry. And then he said, well, to be honest, I really like you because you're just friendly and you're kind and you're just like a loving person. And I was like, and I didn't want to tell him that I had a crush on him from the start. So I was like, yeah, I've liked you for a while as well. And he was like, well, will you go out with me? And I freaked out and I said, I don't know. And he said, well, tell me by the end of the day, because I just really want to know. And then P was last lesson, and he kept bugging me all the way down to the crush hall. What's your answer? What's your answer? What's your answer? And I was like, just let me have time to think. And he was like, but we're literally leaving the door right now. I was like, yeah, we're literally leaving the door now. Yeah, out the sports hall. And then he was like, oh yeah. So he kind of, because we like cut through the sports hall, because for some reason both doors were like open, so we just cut through the sports hall. And then he ran off for some reason. He just kind of like ran off. Well, I stopped for Megan because she was calling me, so I bet he didn't realise. And then my ex-boyfriend Ollie came up to me and was like, do you like Harry? And I said yes. And then he went over and said that I said yes. But to be honest, it's probably one of the best relationships that I've ever had, because with my ex-boyfriend Oliver, he kind of just like, he was going too fast, you know, like he was like desperate for the relationship, you know, to like get somewhere, and I backed off, and we are friends now. We didn't talk for the first couple of weeks afterwards, but we're better now. And then my other ex, Josh, I ran into him today because we had fish and chips for dinner, but my aunt just needed to get something out the bank. He was coming down the lane, and I kind of just like looked at him, and he was with his friend, and someone else like who was across the road started bailing in laughter. He was like laughing like crazy, and luckily they knew each other, and they kind of just like turned around and ran off. They literally turned around and ran down the road, and I was like, wow, what big people. You know, it's not awkward to meet your ex in the street. You know, I used to go out with Ollie, and I meet him every day at school. Or when you are at school, you know, it's summer now, but you know, like, it's not weird. You know, I talk to one of my exes. It's not weird at all. You know, it's more like you made a mistake, and maybe you just need to communicate it off. But yeah, to be honest, to be brutally honest, I don't know where this relationship is heading. I don't know if he'll be with me forever, or it will be just one more month, or whatever. But no matter what, I will always have feelings for him. Like, no matter what happens, I will always have feelings for him, because he's so cute. But yeah, that. Also, I forgot to mention, I just thought about it. After Megan told me about it, I went into my form room, and I sat at the table, and I banged my head on the table. I literally like went. So here's the table, you know, and I sat down, and I literally went like that. Of course, it didn't bend, so it's like straight, and I literally went like that, and I banged my head. And this kid Ollie, because he has autism, he like sometimes just does not talk to anyone, and he's like ignoring you. But he was on one of those days, and he actually talked to me. He was like, "What's the matter with you?" And I said, and then banged my head on the table again. And then this person I know, called Holly as well, she's also in my form, and like, sometimes we're friends, sometimes we're not. We like have on and off again, like, friendship stuff. It's like, one day she's not my friend, and the next 6 she is, and then 2 days she's not. You know, it's completely random. But you know, some friendships are like that. Some day I walk home with her, some days I don't. You know, it's just whatever. My brother's here. Ben's here. Okay, he's gone. No, he's not. He's in the bathroom. I swear I've explained this once. Why I'm so quiet. Okay, he's gone now. For some reason, whenever someone comes by my bedroom, I'm like so quiet. I don't know why. It's just really weird. So yeah, that person I have like on and off again, like friendship things. Some days we're not. Some days we are. But even she turned to me and was like, Holly, what's the matter? Why are you banging your head on the table very lightly? And I put my head up and I went, and then she kind of just talked to her friend, like whispering, and I do feel like they were talking about me, but I really don't care. I was being an idiot. I was just going, and then putting my head back on the table. So I guess it was practically my fault for being an idiot. It's like I have selective mutism. Ow, my neck. He's going down the stairs, but stop now. Scared. Oh, my neck. You know, sometimes when you move your neck a little bit too far, it like goes all numb. I think it's just like your veins in your neck just like reacting too